The sun is shining. This is the first time I've been able to drive this car when the roads have been dry. Well, they're kind of dry anyway. There's a couple of dry strips in the middle, but first time I've been able to drive it when it's not been raining, snowing or icy. So hopefully I'll not be sliding all over the place like I've been for the last 2 weeks. So I thought I'd nip out for a quick spin. I've been having to do some work this morning and peering out my office window at this sunshine and longing to go out for a little drive. This is going to be kind of like my kind of like preview of what summer's going to be like this year. Sun shining into my eyeballs, sat back cruising in my new Mustang. So just going to go out for a little drive around. And topic I'm going to talk about today is the mods I've got planned for this thing. In fact, I think I'm going to put my headlights on because that sunshine's quite low. I don't want any numpties running into me. Oh, this is one of these new mobile speed camera vans. Look at that. I'll have to import my footage from my dash cam. I saw a picture of one of those on Facebook. Apparently they're these mobile speed cameras that drive down motorway and cop people as they're speeding. Best not go too fast in order to not get copped by it. Traffic enforcement. Is it watching me? I don't even know if that's official actually. I can't see any like police markings on it. It says Vehicle Control Services Limited. So it's just like contracted by government to cop people. I'm guessing that'll be going straight down at motorway because we're at the motorway junction now. I'm going straight ahead. Oh no, it's going straight on. Right, 50 on here then, best stick to the speed limit. I think I'll stick behind him. Oh, he's speeding himself. I'm bang on 50 and he's pulling away from me. Report him. So, plenty of mods planned for this thing. It's going to be in 3 or 4 phases. I've already got the first order on order. It should be coming next week, hopefully. There's one of the parts on it that's that I had to pre-order because it went in stock, so I'm assuming that they're waiting for that piece to come in before they send me an entire order. But I ordered a couple of extra bits and bobs because they had a 10% discount code for January sale, so I thought I'd add a couple of items on it and make the most of the make the most of the delivery cost. The main thing I'm looking forward to, which is going to be one of the main jobs, is a Roush Axleback exhaust system. Definitely needs to be louder, this thing, to hear that nice V8 rumble. So I'll be doing all that myself. I'm planning on doing most things myself actually. It's one of the main bits of enjoyment of owning a car, isn't it, is tinkering and doing things yourself. So one of the first jobs I'll be doing is installing that exhaust system. I've even gone out and bought myself a reciprocating saw to do the job, because it requires cutting the standard exhaust pipe off and bolting on these new rear silencers. So that's on the order. I've also got some, one of the things that's going to be installed before that is some BMR chassis jacking rails, which are these basically just like box section tubes which bolt onto the chassis and give you like a nice long structural surface to jack up your car and also place your jack stand. So it's just like NASCAR style. It can jack the car up anywhere along the side rail, and it just saves like butchering your little pinch welds on your sill. So they'll actually be the first mod, because then I'll have to jack the car up and put it on stands in order to do the exhaust. So that's the first thing out of this order that I'll be installing. Let's see, what else have I got in there. There's the Ford Performance hood lift gas strut things, which is something that Ford should have really included on the car as standard. I can't understand why, like a car like the flagship car in the Ford range still comes with a little bonnet prop that you have to detach and shove into the bonnet. That's something I'll be installing. Fairly easy job. And then what else have I got on this order? Let's see. Can't actually remember. I'm sure there's 4 things, but anyway, you'll find out when they come. I'll do a little video on the on each item individually. So that's going to be phase 1. A few little bits and bobs. Phase 2 is going to include wheels. What I really fancy is some 7-spoke, really nice concave 20-inch wheels. So there's a couple of brands I've got in mind. There's one in particular that's made in Britain, which would be ideal because that saves on postage costs and import duties and everything, so that keeps the cost down, although they have to be like custom made with the offset and everything. Sent an email off to the company, not heard anything back yet, so I'll have to chase them up. So I'll be looking to do that just as weather starts picking up in spring. So wheels and lowering springs. I've got my eye on some E-back sport lines, which gives it a nice 1.5-inch drop. I've been weighing up between getting the Pro Kit versus the Sport lines. The Pro Kit drops it 1 inch and the Sport lines drop it 1.5 inch or thereabouts. There are some reports that the Sport lines give it a slightly more crashier ride, but looking at the pictures, sometimes the Pro Kit, just the 1 inch drop, doesn't seem to have as much. Sometimes it doesn't look like it's even lowered at all, whereas the Sport lines looks like the perfect kind of like rim gap around the arches. As I'm doing that, it'll involve dropping the rear subframe slightly in order to get the original springs out and the new ones in. So while I'm doing that, I'll also probably install the BMR cradle lockout kit, which is basically just like a little brace that replaces a standard factory part, and that tightens up your rear end and reduces wheel hop when you're wheel spinning and just kind of improves handling a little bit. So I might as well do that while I'm at it with the springs. So that's phase 2, and then phase 3 is a couple of extra bits that I'm not too sure on yet. One is a rear spoiler. I'm looking at either the Roush, which is available in the UK, or the MMD Foose design's also quite nice, or a GT350 style track pack spoiler. So I've got to make my mind up on that. And also in phase 3 I'll be just like tidying up the engine bay a bit with some nice trinkets, like getting rid of that awful header tank, awful clear plastic header tank that for some reason Ford have slapped in front of the engine bay. There's some nice alloy replacements you can get for that, and then just like odd little bits under there, maybe an induction kit. So I've got that nice big lampshade style air filter, and maybe just like paint the rocker covers or something to make it look pretty. Then there's also another mod which is going to be either phase 1.5 or 2.5, is taking it down to a tint and wrapping company, and one is having the tints done, but while I'm there I'm also thinking about having stripes put across the car. I've been unsure whether to bother with stripes or not, so maybe I'll do a video on that and show you my little mock-ups that I've done in Forza, so I can get some more opinions. But I think the polls that I've done so far on the Mustang forums and you know, with friends and everything, they all like the idea of having stripes. And then there's also going to be a few tiny little details, like getting rid of the orange like side marker reflectors on the bike and replace them with like red, just to match the car. And then there's also a little trick that they can do with the front headlights. They've got like a side marker orange reflector, which is not required for the UK market. It's more for the American market, where they have to have those like orange side marker lights and reflectors. So what a lot of people do is tint those and put a tiny little piece of tint, not across the whole headlight, just like cut into the corner of the headlight, so that masks that a little bit. And then little details like doing the badges and little things like that. Oh, it is nice to be able to drive this thing in dry and not start twitching when I plant my foot like that. So there may well be some major mods and upgrades that I've totally forgot to mention, but if there are, you can be sure that I'll be doing videos on them. I still can't remember what that 4th item is in that order. I think a lot of the mods I'd like to do actually on this car are just fixing things that have been left out on the Euro model, things that have come as standard on the US spec. Oh, that was it, a US spec lower grille. So that's a good example actually. So due to various EU regulations, a lot of the cool features that come as standard on the can't see anything on the US spec have just been totally removed on the EU specs. One of them is this lower grille, which I'll be replacing. Another one, which is fairly annoying, is the lack of you know, the tri-bar daytime running lights in the front headlights. They're deactivated on the, hold on, Mr. Bus, when you're pulling out on me. They're deactivated on the EU models. And frustratingly, it's quite faff and quite expensive to get them like fitted. Like after, like people are doing like aftermarket kits, but it's like 500 quid just for some LED strips in your headlights. So there's other things I prefer to spend 500 quid on, but I would like to have those done. Other things that's missing on the EU models, Euro and UK and Australian models, is the vents on the bonnet, which is a shame because I would have liked those, but to fit them you've got to cut holes in your bonnet, and that's even after you've managed to find some vents to install. So yeah, a lot of the mods are either going to be things that Ford have left out on the Euro spec models, or things that Ford should really have included as standard, like those hood gas strut things. So yeah, while a lot of the things are going to be subtle little details, there are going to be some nice tasty upgrades. One I'm really looking forward to is the exhaust. Talking about the exhaust, actually, I've like I said, I've got the Roush Axlebacks on order. I'll see what they're like. They've got good reviews, great sounds, great sound even. And what most people like about them is the people who use the cars as a daily driver is that you get that nice sound, but when you're on the motorway, you don't get that drone. But I might want it a bit louder. So if I decide that it's not quite loud enough for me, I can always opt for installing an H-pipe to replace this centre resonator, and that'll amplify the exhaust sound even more. So I'll see what the Roush Axlebacks are like at first. I think they're slightly more neighbour friendly than a full system, full catback system. Oh, it definitely needs that exhaust, I can't wait. So you can be sure to see videos on all those various mods on this channel in the upcoming months, as well as plenty more driving videos if we get more weather like this. So as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.